Welcome back. All right, so first off, I'm wearing an Iowa jersey because tomorrow I'm going to see Slipknot. Iowa is one of their biggest albums. So, 6 games in the NHL tomorrow, and if I'm going to pick a day to go and see a concert, this might be a good one. There are 6 games. Not a lot, though, with playoff ramifications. Obviously, there could be a move between St. Louis and Minnesota, but outside of that, pretty static. So, starting at 1 o'clock Eastern, which is 10 a.m. Pacific, so I will be able to review this game before we go. The Florida Panthers and the Detroit Red Wings. Florida's won both. They're trying to win the third and final meeting as well. October 29th, it was an overtime victory for Florida, 3-2. On March 5th, it was a 6-2 victory for Florida. The fourth and final meeting, I forgot, there's 4 meetings, April 21st. So that's the only one on the board that still has a meeting left. So Florida gets Detroit twice down the stretch. So that's not bad. For Florida, they're 53, 15, and 6. Their last 10 games, they're 9-1. They've won 9 in a row. It's ridiculous. Most of them in dramatic fashion. They're now 8 points clear of Toronto. They're winning the division. They're winning the East. And we'll see what happens come playoff time. On the Detroit side, they're 29, 36, and 10. Their last 10 games are 3, 5, and 2. They lost their last game. They're 8 points behind Columbus. They're 1 point ahead of Buffalo. What's interesting is the number of teams in the East that are below the playoff line that have just not got good records over their last 10. Which brings us to the 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific start between Buffalo and the Philadelphia Flyers. Buffalo's won both meetings, though. Buffalo could sweep the series tomorrow. January 22nd, Buffalo wins 6-3. April 16th, Buffalo wins 4-3. So that was tonight. The Buffalo Sabres, 28, 38, and 11. Last 10 games, they're 4, 5, and 1. They won their last game over Philly. They're 1 point behind Detroit and 4 points clear of the Ottawa Senators. On the Philadelphia side, they're 23, 41, and 11. Their last 10 games, they're 2-8. They've lost 4 in a row in regulation. They're 2 points behind New Jersey and still 6 points ahead of Montreal because Montreal's gone on a bit of a dive themselves. Then we fast forward an hour to 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern. This is right around where we'll be getting ready to go because we like to be there early. It's always good to be early for a concert. I don't understand people that come in during the opening act. I don't know how they survive. That would stress me out to no end. So St. Louis has won 2 out of 3. They're going to try to make it 3 out of 4. St. Louis is playing very well. Over the first 3 meetings, November 11th, it was a 4-3 overtime win for Nashville. So St. Louis hasn't lost in regulation this year to Nashville. January 17th, St. Louis wins 5-3, and March 12th, it was a 7-4 victory for St. Louis. St. Louis is now 45, 20, and 10. They're at 100 points. I saw a comment the other day on the channel saying, teams that are at 100 points shouldn't have to play against each other in the playoffs. Got bad news. There's a lot of teams hitting 100 points this year, which means there's a lot of fan bases with their hopes up, including St. Louis, and rightfully so. They're 9-0-1 in their last 10. They've won 8 in a row. They're 1 point clear of Minnesota because of the overtime win today. They're 9 points clear of Nashville and Dallas, who are keeping pace with one another, but of course Nashville has the tiebreaker on Dallas. On the Nashville side, they're 43, 27, and 5. Last 10 games are 6-3-1. They did win their last game. They're tied with Dallas, so as a Dallas fan, kind of rooting for the Blues. Vegas is 4 points back of Nashville. So if you're a Vegas fan, you're also rooting for the Blues tomorrow. 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 Pacific start time as well for San Jose and the Minnesota Wild. San Jose won the first meeting on November 16th, 4-1. Minnesota won the second meeting, 5-2 on December 9th. For San Jose, they're 29, 34, and 11 overall. Their last 10 games, they're 1, 6, and 3. They lost tonight against Dallas. They're 3 points back of Anaheim. They're 8 points ahead of Chicago. On the Minnesota side, they're 46, 21, and 7. Their last 10 games are 6, 1, and 3. They've only lost 1 in regulation over their last 10. They lost in overtime against St. Louis, so they're 1 point back of them. And they're only 8 points clear of Nashville and Dallas, which is still a lot at this point in the season, but they're 1 point closer to being at that wild card spot than St. Louis. We'll all act surprised when St. Louis and Minnesota are your playoff matchup. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific start time, so an hour and a half after. The Islanders will be in against Toronto. Toronto's won both meetings this year. They're trying to sweep it. They won both in New York. Now they're trying to win the one at home. 3-0 win for Toronto on November 21st. January 22nd, it was a 3-1 win for Toronto Maple Leafs. On the Islanders side, they're 35, 30, and 9. Last 10 games, they're 7-3. They did win their last game over Montreal. They're 3 points ahead of Columbus, and a loss in regulation eliminates them. By my count, if they lose tomorrow night, They don't have enough points to catch Washington. It would officially clinch a playoff spot for Washington if they lose in regulation. If they get 1 point, technically they could tie with Washington, and they have, I think, one more regulation win than Washington. But yeah, on the Toronto side, 49-20-6 is their record. Last 10 games are 8-1-1. They've won 2 in a row. They're 4 points ahead of Tampa. They're 7 points clear of Boston. So second place is theirs. Home ice advantage with a full building. It's going to be the first time that they've had an opportunity to experience that. Again, with a full building, I can't remember the last time that would have happened. Did they have home ice advantage on Boston in 2013? I don't think they did. All right, then at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, the Columbus Blue Jackets in against Anaheim on December 9th. Anaheim wins in a shootout 2-1, so this is the second and final meeting. Columbus is 35-34-6. Over their last 10, they're 3-5-2. They lost tonight against the LA Kings, so they were 3-4-2 in the 9 before that. They're 3 points back of the Islanders. They're 8 points clear of Detroit. On the Anaheim side, they're 29-33-14. Last 10 games, they're 2-5-3. They lost their last 2 games in extra time. They're 9 points back of Winnipeg. They are 3 points back, 3 points ahead of the San Jose Sharks. So let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. I will be doing a review, of course, tomorrow night when we get home, but it's probably going to be late when we get home, so apologies for the late review. But hey, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.